Why do Teslas get so many recalls? As Tesla investors, should we be concerned? Should I sell all of my stock because Tesla's get so many recalls? The only stock I own is Tesla, by the way. Toyota is recalling its first battery EV because its fields can literally come off. This is the competition that they have been talking about that is coming for Tesla now with the reels off. Maybe just a coincidence, maybe it's just one instance of a very bad recall for this one brand, Toyota. Let's take a look at another one. Kia and Hyundai recall hundreds of EVs to fix potential roll van park. Now, I think here it's a different kind of issue. It's more, they understand Tesla is coming after them. So they are really hardworking and they're trying to find every single way they can outwork Tesla. So when they go home, when they sleep, they dream and they dream about how can they beat Tesla. They work so many overtime hours that attitude just carries over to the cars, I think. So when the cars are parked, they still want to roll. They're like, no, we gotta keep going. We gotta beat Tesla. But unfortunately, this is not helping. Now, if not being funny here, let's be a little bit more serious. Mercedes, big brand. Almost 1 million cars recalled over faulty brakes. Now, when your car rolls when it's in park, maybe it's going to hit someone just a little bit, unless it comes to a busy street and another car just going 50 miles an hour and there's a crash. That would be very bad. But then your brakes literally don't work when you step on them. Now that is bad. You're gonna die if your brakes don't work. So this one is a serious recall, and this happened just 3 weeks ago. This is very recent. I'm not pulling articles from 3 years ago, from 5 years ago, from 10 years ago. I'm just pulling articles from this year. I literally just type in the company name, Mercedes recall, and boom, here you have it. Well, as a Tesla investor, this makes me somewhat happy, but at the same time, I don't like recalls where people are at risk of dying because their brakes don't work. I don't like that. But let's just keep going. How about Volkswagen? Volkswagen kills the buzz. Sorry, Volkswagen stops ID buzz production over battery issues. Same meaning still, they kill the electric buzz that we were generating. So still not good, and Volkswagen is a major brand, of course. Ford recalls 2.9 million vehicles, and that includes GM too. Honda recalls 110,000 pickups for fire risk. This is just 4 days ago. Fire brakes not working. You don't want to have those. People are at risk of dying here. People's houses could burn down if a vehicle catches fire in the garage. That's your whole life savings for many people. How about BMW, a big brand? We had multiple BMWs. We enjoyed BMWs until we had our first Tesla, and now we don't enjoy BMWs anymore. But Teslas are much better. BMW recalls over 900,000 cars for fire risk, and this is recent. Just a few months ago, such a major recall. Now for Hyundai, for example, we just had a few hundred cars rolling, but this is 1 million cars where they have this fire risk. This is a big, big deal. So as a Tesla investor, you will see a lot of recalls. And if you are an all-in Tesla investor where you only own Tesla stock, like I do, I own other assets by the way, but in terms of stocks, that's the only one. You will see news like this where we have a recall, and what you gotta do is expect those. It will happen. Unfortunately, we have not figured out yet how to make cars without any major issues when we mass produce them. So even companies like Toyota that have been producing cars for decades and decades and decades, you would think they by now would have figured out how to take a wheel that they made and put it on the car and make it stay there. That's literally one of the first parts that you have to figure out about a car. And I don't see any Teslas with their wheels falling off, but Toyota has their wheels falling off, unfortunately. So just because you have been doing something for a long time doesn't mean that you are going to be really good at it. I would think you would be much better at it, but unfortunately, this is just inevitable. This is not, by the way, an attack on any of these companies. Toyota, Mercedes, BMW with fire risks and wheels coming off, or Toyota. I'm not attacking those companies. What I'm just saying, if I'm being really serious here for a moment, this is the reality of the automotive industries. We just don't know how to make cars that do not have major recalls after we produce them. Maybe if we produced cars where we spend 10 times more per car, maybe we would figure out a way to make cars that are extremely reliable. But then, is that worth it for the society? Probably no. At least that's what the market thinks. So we accept that risk of recalls and we move on. That's just how it is. So as a Tesla investor, you have to expect some major recalls in the future for Tesla. So far, we have been lucky. We never had anything truly crazy happen to Tesla. Their brakes don't work when you tap on the brake pedal. That would be a bad day for Tesla stock. And of course, inevitably, when a recall happens, Tesla stock will go down. And you gotta expect that. It will happen. But luckily, so far, all the recalls for Tesla have been just software issues. And they get so much attention in the media that I've been talking to someone who was buying a new car just a few months ago, and that person decided to not go with Tesla because of all the recalls that were in the news at that time. So it is having a bad effect, but Tesla still has such an insane demand, and recalls is just a part of the automotive business. It's just unfortunate that Tesla recalls get so much more attention than any other car. But if all the other car makers are moving to over-the-air updates as well, then we have a software issue, like for example, Ford had with the electric pickup truck recently. They will have to call that a recall, even though it was just tire pressure issue in the software. So it will even out, but as a Tesla investor, just you have to expect those recalls. So that's it for this video. The reason why I think Tesla stock will go to $10,000 per share by 2030 is mostly because of full self-driving. I just did a video yesterday, 18 minutes in San Francisco city driving, difficult conditions, no takeovers for 18 minutes. It just worked. It was so beautiful. You gotta watch that video if you haven't seen it yet. It's on my channel. It was posted just yesterday. So take a look, watch that one. It's a good one. If you are not a Tesla investor or if you are thinking of increasing your position in Tesla stock, that video might change your mind about full self-driving if you are still skeptical about FSD. I'll see you in that video. My name is Matt Posius. I'm a millionaire serial entrepreneur and investor. And thank you for watching this video. Bye now.